up, design lifers? Welcome back to the channel. It's Jimmy. Let me know how your design life has been down in the comments. If there's something cool that you've been working on, something you want to share with me, I'd love to hear about it. So guys, for this video, I know you guys love looking at some awesome work. So here are some of my earlier works from Cal State Long Beach. I've shown some of this work before, but mainly just the final thing and not the development of it. We're gonna jump right into it. The very first one for this video is going to be my F-Lite, and this is a project that I did my second year in for my drawing class. This is gonna be fun looking back at all my old works and seeing how far I've come, but this is gonna be very exciting. So let's just jump right into it, guys. Let's go. Alright, so we're here on the ground and we're about to take a look at my F-Lite flashlight. But before we get into that, I really like these portfolios here made by Itoya. They come in all shapes and sizes and dimensions, and so this one here is an 11 by 17 one. The only thing that I find that's an issue with these ones is that they kind of get a little bit beat up if you don't take care of them. I usually like to keep one project in one folder, so it just keeps things very organized, and usually have my branding that's right here along with some contact information. Okay, so let's crack right into it. What I like to do first is show the hero shot, show what the viewer is about to see. It just kind of makes them excited and hooked to see how you actually developed it. And so this is what I ended up with. This is drawn with a pencil, and then I did some marker rendering right here with this dark red, and then a little bit of chalk on these highlights in lighter areas. Let's continue on. What I usually like to do is start off with, a product purpose. What's the reasoning behind why I am designing what I'm designing? And then I jump into what the viewer is going to see next, which is research and brand language. So this is me here studying what Ferrari likes to do with their body styling. Eventually what I'll do is apply it onto a flashlight. So this is me printing out all of these images here, and what I did is I overlaid them with some sketching paper and just drew out the shapes that they like using. Set 1, developing ideas and accomplishing the needs. Okay, so as we continue on, you guys will see some of my very early initial sketches. They're not very good, just very wonky, rough, random sketches. And that's the whole point with ideation, is you don't want to spend too much time trying to draw the perfect picture, because that's not the point. You're trying to figure out what this thing is going to look like and how it's going to work. So you're just doing this really fast. This one probably took me like, I don't know, 3 minutes and, another 3 minutes or so. Okay, on to the next page. Just again, some more random ideations. You're gonna wind up with some stuff that is just very weird looking, but that's the whole point, is to really discover what this thing could possibly look like. And usually you won't show this stuff to anybody, but since the professors really like to see your work and how you came up with it, kind of like when you're in math class and the professors want you to show your work, that's kind of like the same thing but with design. So I really liked this element right here. As you guys can see, this is something similar that I brought over onto the more final design. Playing around with some here. I kind of like this shape right there. I think I brought that over to this here is a little bit more traditional type of style. Just trying different things out, and as you guys can see, these sketches are very fast. They're not, I don't take too much time. I'm kind of chaotic, jumping around, seeing what this thing can look like. That it's kind of funny shape right there, isn't it? All right, set 2, ideation, gathering the good ideas into a few concepts. So I like some of those aspects, such as this body here coming from surfacing bodywork on the F12 Ferrari, and kind of added a lot of inspiration right here. As you guys can see, it's almost like a literal interpretation of the front end of the car. So this is very, very funky looking, but nevertheless, it is an option that you can try out. And as you guys can see too, the level of sketching has gone up just a bit. So this here probably took me maybe about 15 minutes to sketch. So here is me just playing around with some more different shapes, seeing what this top flatter part would look like. And you guys can also notice the variation in line weight, and that's gonna make these layout pages here that you guys see be more appealing when the viewer views it, because if you just have everything just a similar line weight like this heavy line right here, it's not going to look very dynamic and fluid and interesting. But if you have a variety of, say, very light lines, as you guys can see with my construction lines and my contour lines, and even images like this where they're very, very light, and then you guys can see the heavier images, it gives it more visual weight, and that's what you focus on. But then later on you eventually look at all of these other ones, and it just gives the layouts a more three-dimensional shape to it. All right, so I get a little bit more refined here, so you guys can see I kept the surfacing on this end. I kept the top flat part right here, but I'm not too happy with this area right here. It just looks a little bit too sharp and chaotic, so I ended up smoothing that out a bit. This one here is something completely different that I think I got inspiration from a Cobra or something like that, as you guys can see. So just, you know, trying out different things, different ideas, different forms, and that's what you should do during this phase of design. Okay, so exploded view of the final presentation. So apparently I jump right into the final stages, which is what you're going to be doing quite often if it's just a drawing project, meaning that you're not going to be creating a prototype and showing a lot more research. And since this is only the second year, you know, you're not going to be developing these projects deeply, so you just usually do some light research and then jump into the ideation and then some final renderings. Okay, so here is where I do some exploded views. This is just very, very rough, not too detailed, but it just generally shows that you know that this thing can be assembled, how the parts are coming together, and that's very important when it comes to student projects. Okay, and here is my final sketch. So what I like to do is do a hero shot final sketch of whatever the product is before I jump into the rendering phase. And the reason why I do this is because sometimes I am not too good with rendering and I mess up with the markering stage, and so I don't want to just mess up my beautiful drawing that I did and have to redraw it after I mess up. So what I do is I do a very nice clean sketch, and I will make a bunch of copies of this, go to Kinko's, FedEx, whatever, make a bunch of copies and use that to actually marker. And if I mess up at all, I'll just toss that one out and use another one of these pages, because again, I made like a bunch of copies of it. So here is a final shot. So this isn't the actual original drawing. I scanned it in and I photoshopped it a little bit, adding these call outs here, you know, adding a logo with the title of the product and then the Ferrari branding right up there. So that's about it, guys. I hope you learned something from this video. You know, it's just cool to really look back and see all my old work here. I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. Love the design. I still do, even a couple of years later. Yeah, that is about it, guys. If you learned something from this video, definitely hit that thumbs up button. Also leave a comment down below if there's anything else you'd like me to talk about. Also hit that subscribe button so that my videos come right to you guys, and don't forget to hit that little bell button so that you for sure will get notified when I upload my next video. All right, guys, also visit designlifebrand.com to grab yourself an awesome Design Life original t-shirt, and follow us on Instagram, #DesignLifeBrand, and check out all of our original daily content. All right, guys, that is about it. My name is Jimmy, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.